Now it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. At just 9 years old, SERGE GASORE survived for weeks by fleeing and hiding as the genocide unfolded around him. Today, he shares his story around the world to help others understand the consequences of hatred and the urgent importance of preventing genocide alongside the testimonies of fellow survivors. He is also the author of My Day to Die, Running for My Life, a memoir that traces his journey of survival, resilience, and hope. Mr. GASORE, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, President of the United Nations General Assembly, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Rwanda, Your Excellency, Chef de Cabinet, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, distinguished delegates, fellow survivors, ladies and gentlemen. Like many survivors, I speak today with pain, but also with purpose. With sorrow, but also with hope. That by sharing this testimony, we reaffirm our shared humanity. As introduced, my name is Serge GASORE. I'm married and I have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. I was born and raised in the Bugesera district, Ntarama sector, about 20 miles south of Kigali, Rwanda's capital. When I was just 4 years old, I lost my mother, a loss that shaped my childhood long before the genocide. From that time on, I lived with my grandmother, Karen. She was a remarkable woman who shared stories with me at night, taught me imigani, the Kinyarwanda proverbs, filled with wisdom. She wanted me to grow, to learn, and to become someone meaningful in this world. A typical day often found me at her home, where I could play without a care in this world. From the time I was a small child, I was always running. Some days I ran to play, some days I ran to school, some days I ran for a prize. At that time, I believed the world was safe. I believed love would always protect me. I was just being a child. At 8 years old, still trying to understand the world, I did not know what hatred meant. I did not understand why people could turn against each other. I only knew fear when everything around me suddenly changed. Then came April 1994. That night, everything changed. Our neighbors, people we had lived with and trusted, turned against us. Houses were burning on the hill above our village. The sky was filled with smoke. The screams of those being killed echoed through the years. As a child, I did not understand what was happening. I only knew that people were running, crying, and dying, and I had to follow, to hide, to survive. We ran to a place we believed would protect us. That place was Nharama Catholic Church. I will always remember this church. It was not only a big church, but it was filled beyond capacity. Inside, people were packed tightly together, men and women and children. Outside in the yard, and even nearby classrooms, there were many more. As a child, everywhere I looked, I saw fear in people's eyes. I sat on the left side of the church in the front third row, closer to my grandmother. We moved toward the altar, joining others in prayer. In that moment, we believed that if we were going to die, we would go straight to heaven. That was the only comfort we had left. Then in an instant, everything changed. A grenade exploded. It struck my grandmother. She fell immediately, and her blood covered me. I can still taste her blood. I can still remember standing there, frozen, knowing I was next. As a child, I could not run, I could not scream, I could not understand. I could only stand there watching everything fall apart. In that moment, I stopped being a child. By April 15th, thousands had been killed in that church and around it. That day, I lost everything. I lost my grandmother, Karen. I lost my brothers, Fis, Eric, and Rukara. I lost family members, neighbors, and friends. The people who made my world feel normal were suddenly gone. The place that once felt home became a place of silence and loss. And then one day we heard something different. Gunfire. But this time it meant something else. It meant hope. The Rwanda Patriotic Front arrived. The killings began to stop. They told us, "You have been saved." Even hearing those words was difficult to believe because as a child, after seeing so much death, it was hard to imagine life continuing. After the genocide, life was not easy. Later, I found my father, who also struggled to survive. There were bodies everywhere. There was no food, no stability, and no sense of normal life. Inside me, there was fear, trauma, and broken trust. As a child, I was no longer thinking about playing or dreaming. I was thinking about who I had lost and how to live with memories that will not leave me. The night were the hardest, the images came back, the fear came back, and the silence felt heavy because so many voices were missing. It was difficult to believe in people again. But slowly I began to rebuild through school, through sports. Sports became my refuge. Through running, not only healing, but a way forward. What began as something simple became a path that opened doors, earned me a scholarship, and brought me to the United States for education. With time, support, and opportunity, I rebuilt my life. From surviving to rebuilding to standing here today, I became a proof that even in the darkest moment, hope can arise. Today, as a survivor and founder of Wonder Children, a nonprofit organization serving over 1,500 people daily, I work to support genocide survivors and vulnerable families through healing education and programs that promote unity, reconciliation, and dignity. My family and I now live in Texas, where we continue this mission of rebuilding lives and restoring hope. I speak today, I share my story to honor those who were killed. I speak the names of my grandmother, Caroline, my brothers, Fis, Eric, and Rukara, and many others whose voices were taken. Their absence is felt every day, but their memory continues to guide me. I stand here today so that they are not forgotten, and so that no child anywhere in the world has to experience what I lived through. Thank you.